Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kudash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, this is a video, all right, which was inspired by something that the elder apostle Gabar had mentioned. Okay, which the apostles were talking about it going into legends, right? And Apostle Gabar mentioned how we're going to be made legends in the kingdom, not here. Okay, which is something we always have to keep in mind, and understanding that, in this world, the world may not look at us as any of having any significance, but when you go to, as a matter of fact, um, let's go real quick to the book of Hebrews, all right, the 12th chapter, all right, and the first verse, it says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us." Now, that cloud of great witnesses, all right, which we have, going into those that listen, that watch, and that learn, and that support, okay, and believe in this truth. Okay, they are a part of that cloud of witnesses. Okay, now, being that we are compassed about them, of course, you're going to have certain individuals that will see the work we're doing and that will actually believe that we are the men of the Lord, and they may look at us as if we're, some also great men, all right, or some, as you know, the apostle said, legends, okay, but at the end of the day, you know, right now isn't the time of us glorying, all right, or us, claiming to be some form of, high authority or anything of that sort, okay? Because Yahushai, when he comes down, is ultimately when he puts that crown on our heads, all right, that's when we're gonna be made legends. That's when we're gonna be recognized. That's when it's gonna be, okay, to really, be in that, that's when we're gonna be glorified, basically. All right, but right now we have nothing to really glory in. See, the scriptures say we're doing our reasonable service. So what we're doing right now, this is something that we don't, this isn't like the Lord owes us this. This is something that we are supposed to do. Okay? But notice as it says, being compassed about with that cloud of witnesses, it didn't say get a big head or, you know, exalt yourself. But it said instead, it says, let us lay aside every weight and sin which doth so easily beset us, and run with patience, all right, the race that is set before us. Meaning we have to now give it our all. All right. If there's anything that might be holding you back, all right, any weights, anything that may drag you down or try to distract you, all right, or any obstacles, you got to set it aside. All right. Because guess what? Of course, we want to be legends, but that's going to come in its time if we endure unto the end. All right. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. But what comes with that salvation? All right. The glory, as Paul said, the glory which shall be revealed in us. But that's going to come in its due time. Right now is the time for us to work. All right. Right now isn't the time of, great recognition or any of that. Right now is the time, all right, to put in the work. Okay. It says, Revelation 1 and 6, it says, and hath, actually, I'll start at verse 5. It says, from Yahushua HaMashiach, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood. See? So we're not perfect. The scriptures say all have sinned and come short. All right? Let me see if I can find that. Have sinned. All right. We've all sinned. There it is. Romans 3 and 23. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. See, so what do we really have to glory in? We've come short of the glory of God. The Most High the Most High exalts those that abase themselves. All right. Now, it doesn't mean belittle yourself, okay, in the sense where, you take away any confidence and you just feel like, oh, you're in that woe is me spirit, okay? But it means, those who are humble, those who understand that, hey, what do we really have to glory in? Yes, of course, we have the knowledge, we have the mysteries, the deep, dark sayings of the scriptures, which the Lord didn't give to everybody. But that should make you more humble because that means what? The Lord has his eye on you. And that's the scary part, okay? Because his focus is on you. So any wrong move and it's over, okay? See, sometimes the scary part isn't being called to do the work of the Lord, is continuing to do the work of the Lord. Gaining favor in the sight of the Lord is one thing, but maintaining favor in the sight of the Lord is another thing, you know? Because it's of extremely high importance when you gain favor in the sight of the Lord. And because is of such high importance, you want to remain, favorable in the sight of the Lord. See, that's the hard part. You gotta maintain, because every little thing you do wrong, could be the one thing the Lord looks at you and says, you know what, that's it, that's the final straw. Especially being that we're not perfect, it makes the battle that much tougher. The Elder Itazwan was doing a live stream this morning, going into a code of conduct. You know, Now I didn't get to see the full stream. I caught a few the first few minutes of it. All right, but one thing that he did mention was this truth teaching you to be the best version of yourself. All right, but in order to grow, you have to be humble. Students learn, teachers teach. Okay, but even as teachers, we also have to also take on the role of a student. That's what allows us to continue to learn and to grow. You know, because remember, we still have to. The Yahushua said, "He that endureth unto the end." We still have to endure unto the end. It's then that, as it says here, Revelation 1:6, and hath made us kings and priests unto the Most High and His Father. All right, unto God and His Father. To Him be to what? Who? To Him. To Him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. And then, all right, he's gonna bless us. You know. But remember, there's an order. There's a chain. Okay, but hey, when the time of Yahushua's return, you know, the elect, hell yeah, they're gonna be made legends. All right, let's go here to the book of Second Ezra, chapter 2. All right, as a matter of fact, that's what Ezra was looking at them as. Okay, I'm gonna start at verse 42. It says, "I Esdras saw upon the Mount Sion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature," all right, which is Yahushai, "taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted." That, all right, that is when we're gonna actually be put on that level. That is when we're gonna be, made perfect, where we can be justified in glorying, you know, in actually, being exalted. But right now, hey, all of our salvation is still on the line, you know, because we see, we hope, but we ultimately don't know if we're of the elect or not, and that's the fear factor that keeps you humble. Okay, so what happens if you go around thinking that, yeah, I am a legend, or yeah, I'm already of the elect, and then you find out that you're not? That's gonna suck, right? But if stay in that humble mindset of hoping, well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna remember 2 Peter 1:10. Give all diligence to make your calling and election what? Sure. So you want to be a legend? You wanna make your calling and election sure? You wanna be a part of one of these individuals, which is really it has already been set from the foundation of the world. All right. But you want to be here, then you got to give diligence, man. You got to think, okay, what does it take for me to end up being one of these individuals? Well, what would the elect do? And you find out what the elect would do, and you just keep doing it. Then you'll find out when you find out. All right. So it says here, um, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. All right. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal. But we haven't put on the immortal just yet. Okay, we're in that process by what? It first starts with um let's get that. Romans chapter 12, all right, verse I'll start at 1. It says, I beseech you, brethren, or I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, which is what we're doing, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your what? Your reasonable service. Let's look up the word reasonable. All right. It says logikos, all right, which says pertaining to speech, speaking, spiritual, pertaining to the soul, following reason, reasonable, all right, agreeable to reason. Okay, so it's what makes sense. All right, it's the only thing that makes sense, because what else are you going to be doing? All right, this is your reasonable service. This is what you're supposed to do. And now notice it says what? And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. So what are we being transformed into? We're being transformed into immortals, but it starts with your what? By the renewing of your mind. Okay? That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Okay? So how do we start to put on the immortal? Well, guess what? It starts with your mind. Okay, and then the Lord is actually going to come and give us mortal bodies, because what did Paul say? This mortal, all right, cannot inherit the immortal. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so when this mortal shall have put on immortality, right, then shall be brought to pass the saying, death is swallowed up in victory. I believe that's First Corinthians the 15th chapter. Okay, so continuing here in the book of Second Esdras, it says, and have confessed the name of God, now are they crowned and receive palms. We haven't been crowned and we haven't received palms just yet. And we hope, all right, that ourselves and the sincere brethren, all right, are of that number that will be crowned and receive those palms, but we haven't gotten it yet. All right. So what is our mindset? Or what should our mindset be? Well, I'm gonna keep laboring. And when I do get it, then it's okay for you to say, oh, wait, well, yo, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is at that point. Then, okay, I can accept some compliments. But now, hey, what do you look like? Somebody tells you, maybe something good about yourself, and you let it go to your head. But here it is, the Most High is looking at you like, at first he might have thought, you know what, this guy's trying, I give him a chance. But then he looks at the way you conduct yourself and how you let somebody tell you something, and you let it get to your head, and now you walking around with a big old head. And what did the scripture say? Pride goeth before what? A fall. All right, before a fall. And now you lose favor in the sight of the Lord based on your head getting all swollen up. And the Lord's looking at you like, yo, hold up. Did you forget that you are doing my work? You didn't put yourself in this position. I didn't wake you up to this truth because of you. I did it because of me. Right? The elect aren't, chosen because they're so special. They're special because they're chosen. The elect are special because the Lord chose them. The Lord didn't choose them because they were special. All right? Think about that for a second. So it's not of us, it's of the Lord. So that's what keeps us humble. All right? Because even getting the reward we're going to get, this isn't something that, look, man, the reward we're going to get isn't something that the laboring we're doing now equivalates to. but it's something the Lord said he's going to give us for doing the work we're doing right now. Okay? So you got to finish the work before you can even, start to talk about the reward. All right? So like it says, now are they crowned and receive palms. Now this is also motivation. Okay? You want to be a legend? Well, guess what? Work for it. Okay? What does it take? Well, you got to endure unto the end. You got to be diligent. You got to serve the Lord. You got to seek your own salvation. So guess what? You start doing that. Okay? Verse 46, then said I unto the angel, because the truth isn't just about where you're at, okay? It's about where you're going as well. It's not about what you have now, all right? But it's about keeping that and growing that. Because you may have the spirit today, but you might not have the spirit tomorrow. That's why it's important to keep the spirit. That's why Psalms 51, you pray to the Lord to take not away your Holy Spirit. Because the Lord may give you something today, but if the Lord blessed you with something because of the diligence he saw in you when you first heard this truth, well, guess what? If you lose that diligence, the Lord can take whatever it is he blessed you with away. The Lord does not owe us anything. He doesn't have to keep his spirit upon us. And just because he put his spirit on you doesn't mean that he has to keep it on you. That's how people fall out the truth. Okay? And that's the scary thing. You got to always remember, okay, well, when the Lord blessed me with this or opened up my mind and my understanding, what kind of spirit was I in? Because clearly that spirit pleased the Lord. So that's the kind of spirit I have to imitate, or try to maintain. So I can maintain, that favor of the Lord. All right, so verse 46 says, then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. That's when they were made legends. Matter of fact, let's look up the word legend. Definition. So it says, you have the first one here says a traditional story, sometimes popularly regarded as historical but unauthenticated. And then you have an extremely famous or notorious person, especially in a particular field. Okay, very well known. So that's really what's going to happen, all right, when the Lord exalts us. Okay, because you could be very well known now, but are you going to be well known for righteousness when all is said and done? Okay, or is this going to be that point that you fell off? The second you found out that you were well known, that's it. It got to your head, and then boom, that was it for you. The Lord snuffed out your torch. Okay? You may be well known to others, but what you always want to remember is the most important one that you want, as like a celebrity, a star, a superstar, an icon. Okay? Well, guess what? You gotta maintain a cool head. You gotta always keep in mind, okay, well, does the Lord see me, as someone, someone valuable? Does the Lord see me as someone, all right, that he's pleased with? Because the whole world could be pleased with you, but if the Lord is not, it means nothing. And then again, vice versa. The whole world could be upset at you, but if the Lord is pleased with you, that means everything. Okay? It says, verse 48, then the angel said unto me, go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thou hast seen. Okay, and that is going to be a great wonder when the Lord returns. Because he said he's coming with a reward to give every man according as his work shall be. All right? When you don't have, you labor that much more. When you're hungry, you labor that much more. All right? But when you start to get the mindset of, oh, I already got, you get what? Complacent. All right? You got to stay hungry. That commercial, stay thirsty, my friends. What was that? Dos Saki or something like that? Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but you get the point. So Ezekiel 13:8, it says here, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, because ye have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore, behold, I am against you, saith the Lord God. And my hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel. Neither shall they enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord power. So there's going to be what? A writing, okay, in of the house of Israel. All right, because all the works we're doing now, guess what? It's being recorded. The same way the works that the men of old did was recorded. The works we're doing now is going to be being recorded. All right, and see, when Jeremiah was on the scene, he wasn't looked at as Jeremiah the prophet, as in damn Jeremiah, right? But today it's looked at as like, oh, Jeremiah was a great prophet. He did a great work. Back then it seemed regular. The same way today, people walk past and they look at it as, oh yeah, these guys just some bums, or some guys just doing whatever. In the kingdom, they're gonna, because that's when they're gonna understand what exactly we were doing, and then we're gonna know, okay, who exactly is who, and so on and so forth. All right. But as of right now, the main focus are what pertains to salvation. Okay. Whatever it is, all right, if it's not pertaining to how I'm gonna get on a chariot, then that I gotta put that second. I gotta put that somewhere, you know? And I gotta look at the things, all right, cool. How do I get up on that chariot? What do I need to know? That's gonna better me. That's gonna allow me to be more edifying. That's gonna make me do the work of the Lord to where it pleases him. Well, that's the things that you gotta focus on. Okay? Because that is how you're gonna make it. How do I endure unto the end? How do I, where am I lacking? What are my faults? Examining yourself. These are all important things, man. Don't worry about the rest. Look, the women, the glory, the crowns, all of that, that's gonna come. Okay? But how you gonna get it? How you worried about all that, but you gotta worry about how to get there first. You cross the finish line and the chance and then the trophy and all that, but you first gotta cross the line. You know what I'm saying? You gotta finish the race. Here, if you running in the race and you're so distracted on what's at the finish line, you may get so distracted you end up losing the race. You first have to focus on completing the race, crossing the line, and then what's gonna come next is gonna come next. It ain't going nowhere. All right, it's prophecy. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna come. Okay, but you want to make sure you hear when it comes. You want to make sure you're able to partake of it. That's the important thing, man. All right, 2 Peter 1:10, given diligence to make your calling and election sure. All right, so with that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakudash. Until next time, Shalom.